Hello. So, what's up? What's up, Puss? What is that? Hey. Okay. Anyhow, this is the subject. Actually, she is the subject as well, a little bit, but she cannot help it. So, I bought this refrigerator like a month ago, and yeah, I had some fish for Pussycat in there in the fridge, and somehow I think it's because of my washing machine doing something with earthing, I don't know. But anyhow, I lost power to the fridge apparently. But of course I noticed like after a day. So you can guess what happened with the fish. It kinda melted and created a puddle of smelly, disgusting stuff. So now my fridge smells like fish. And although I cleaned it, it's all dandy. Let's take a look at the fridge. Not much. Well, it's clean, but the smell. I tried some. What is it? Ozone. I'm not sure what it is in English. Well, I'll put a text box above it what it is in English. But the smell remains even if you clean it. I cleaned it now 2 times, but it smells still. So what I'm gonna try to make is something that could be helpful for another problem as well. As some may know, I tend to smoke every now and then, more often than I wish, but I have no backbone, so I still do it. So what I'm gonna make, or let's see, well, I am gonna make it, but let's see if it works. We're gonna make an ozone generator. And yes, ozone is bad for you, but it does take out smells like odors. Unlike a ionizer, which get rid of like dust and such, particles, floating particles. That's not what I'm gonna make. Although it might work as well here, because it's, well, I got some dust particles floating around in here. I'm not the best in cleaning. So, but let's first make an ozone generator. For me this is new as well, so who knows? Might not work at all. What do we need? At least, what do I think we need? Because I'm not too sure either. First off, we need a high voltage supply. I'm gonna use an inverter again. It's for these cold cathode lamps, like small tube lamps. This is a quite beefy one actually. Not sure where this is coming from. Not sure. But this is the input, I believe. Oh, I know where this is coming from. Let me get one. Something like this. Cold cathode lamp inverter. Here's one. Okay. What else do I need? I need a power source. So let me see if I can find something that I might be able to use, that I can like set the voltage. So I need some sort of step down or something converter. Oh, this is one. This might be one. It's kind of a luxury version. Might work. More amplifiers. Ah, and this is the typical simple one. Might actually want to use this one. I think I'm more comfortable with this one than this one with all kinds of buttons and such, which I don't need. So I'm gonna use this one. Hopefully it's powerful enough, but I think it's based on the same chip, so this is just more fancy. But anyhow, got the stuff. And I need an IKEA frame. And only because of I need acrylic actually. So let's gonna rip this apart. So this is 1 millimeter, I think, maybe even less. Has a protective film, which I'm gonna remove. And throw away the rest. So we got a power supply, or at least a method of change the voltage for this one. So I'm gonna feed this with, I think, a big adapter or something. Then we can choose the voltage we need. So that's one thing. Then this should be able to go in here. Yeah, so that's gonna be our power. It's gonna go here. And then on this side, the high voltage side, which is, yeah, it is dangerous. Well, I'm not sure if it's dangerous, but it hurts. I can tell you that. I already removed a cap here. Normally there is a capacitor here, and which makes it, I don't know, current limiting mostly, I think, which I removed in this case, because I'm gonna attach the wires, already did it, directly to the output of the transformer. So that's easy to do. You can leave the capacitor in there, by the way. You don't actually need to like solder directly on here. I could also make a bridge so I can use this output connector, which looks nicer, of course, than these wires. But it's not, you know, it's not really necessary. It's not a commercial product. Actually, I might maybe use it once and then decide it doesn't work. Now Ozone does like destroy smells, so that's good. And Ozone has a particular smell as well. If you smell it, you probably recognize it, but to me, I'm not sure where I recognize it from, but I do recognize the smell from somewhere. Maybe someone knows. So we have a piece of plastic here, and the thing is, to create ozone we need kind of a containable arc, or actually we need plasma would be nice. So the purple thing you see with high voltage, the spark, but a continuous spark, or a lot of tiny sparks, that's also okay. Unlike a ionizer, ionizers are usually DC, so the high voltage part is actually the same part as in an electrostatic speaker that does the bias, but usually a lot higher voltages, and it just charges the particles. I think they negatively charge them, so they will drop down near the ionizer, because that's where they want to be. So that's funny. But so ozone generator works differently, and it works not on DC but on AC. So I cannot use like capacitors, like a multiplier, to get even higher voltages, because it's not gonna work as an ozone generator anymore. The dog sounds like some weird fantasy animal. I think he's alone in the garden. Well, anyhow, we need this plastic as a barrier. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna place an electrode here. and we're gonna place an electrode on this side. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna line up the edges of the electrode, because that's where it's gonna form the plasma and create ozone. And what I'm gonna use for that is just regular copper tape. You could use aluminum tape as well, but of course soldering on copper tape would be a bit easier. So let's fire up the soldering iron and get some tape. So I got some copper tape and gonna stick it on this plastics, this acrylic. I'm gonna attach it here, same frame, yeah. Then I need a knife, and I'm out of blades, I believe. So this is all there is. It's enough. Cut away this piece here. I'm gonna use a ruler. This is annoying, a knife that's so short. Ooh, that one's dull. Remove the tape there. I'll do the same with this side. A little bit from the edge. Like this. So we got a tape. Quite a big piece of tape. Could like use half of it, but well, this is the more easy way of doing it. Then we flip it over and we're gonna attach tape here, and we make sure that these edges are just above each other. I'm gonna push it down and cut away the excess again. We're gonna flip it over again, because we're gonna create another part where the edges line up on this side again. Use that several times. Go back to the piece. You want a little short. I'll widen it. So this pretty thick. Same on side. I'll actually here on this side. I'll make it a little bit taller. I'll actually just cut on here. I'll make it easy to do that side. Okay. So we got a weird like thing, coppery thing. It's not like a capacitor because they're not overlapping, which is important. Now I'm gonna solder these two together and solder a wire to this one as well. So I'll get some wire. I could use all kinds of fancy high voltage wires, but I don't have any, so I'm just gonna use very tinsy wire that is probably not well isolated, but I don't really care. So I'm not pretend those. My soldering iron is really dirty, but who cares? I'm gonna tin the copper side, just the single side. Plastic doesn't like the heat very much. Well, could have been a little bit smaller actually. Like this. Might actually do that, just because why not? So we got our connection between the copper tapes. Now we're gonna attach these straight away. This is a bit long wire. This is very short. It's not very helpful. Let's cut them same length, kind of. I usually hated these kind of strippers, but actually they are really nice. I wonder why I always use the normal single manual one. Well, if you don't want to fuck up or hurt your wires, then I don't think you should not use this if you have a lot of tiny wires, because you grab it and then strip it, but where you grab it, it hurts the insulation. So it's not. If it's critical, don't use those. Okay, so we're gonna make this one too here. This one. Ha! I thought about feeding it on the other side. Well, I cut the wire short, so that's not an option anymore. So this is what we have. Ain't that pretty? It's kinda, yeah, what is it? Kinda weird. But that's what it is. And you could like do the same several times. Like this one here and one on this side again, to make it a little bit more efficient. So this part is done. Now let's take a look at this. So this is the input, and this is the output. So we know we can solder these on here, minus, plus. This is why having a machine clamp would be nice. Like this. Works far better. Why is it so dark? Okay, so that's done. Now we need to have a power supply. I'm gonna take a look if I can find some DC jack barrels to use with my old laptop power supply that I got some wire, some black and some red wire. I found a DC barrel plug with screws, which is easy to use. Do I have a screwdriver? Yes. Okay. So we just have to that dog, add some wires to this DC converter. A stiff wire this is. What is this for kind of wire? What shall we do? I think I want to keep the power supply outside the fridge or wherever I'm gonna use it. So I might actually make this longer. This is some weird wire. I think this is single core wire or something. It's not what I want to use. I'm gonna grab something else. When I think of it, it might actually be more useful to keep the complete high voltage part out of the way. Ah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it like this. So I got like a meter or something. Grab a meter of the red wire as well. If I can locate the beginning. Hello. Okay. That's a kind of piece together. So attach it in here. Put some tension on it and motor away.